watching this that we are ready for business, and we mean business. We've been doing this for almost 10 years now, and uh, we have the experience, and we want to take this far. And we think that if you come on board, you wouldn't regret it.
Hello, Ebusianfo. Welcome again to SOS Entrepreneur Hub. Another day,
Okay.
dear Muhui, rice, a paddy rice, and ya prepare icy one. In free baby, any importation, same beer, we homemade, locally homemade. And a dear me pesa can say SOS, yet then see a promote to Operation Feed Ghana, your president or the Ababatoso as an initiative. And adenti na enuanom atimi ayɛ saa adeɛ wei na yɛmmɔ ɔmo aba so na yɛntwe yɛadwene ma ɔmo so na yɛnhwɛ sɛ ɔmo hia yɛn mmoa anaasɛ ɔmo hia as a partnership anaasɛ yɛnka nkranhyɛ bi nhyɛ ɔmo adwuma na ɔmo yɛ nim na ɔmo ntumi nkipi wɔn because obiara no yɛka no twi kasɛm bi sɛ deɛ ɔpɛ kɔtɔkɔ akɔ no yɛni no aborɔ nti momma yɛmmɔ ɔmo akɔ aba na yenko tie de omo maye na yesoso no yehwe video ndue na yen like video yen comment na say your first time so no dey be share SOS ya na odi hwe video ya nyame nhira say wo kreke o video so subscribe na ye move together because Operation Free Ghana no yen nyina no ebema Ghana economy na akosoro na bibo yen nyina so medam asinti moma yen welcome yen panimfo a ye ne wo mo ye panels na eni omo hia no ye guest no. Hello seniors. Please welcome.
Thank you very much. Yeah, that's the
Welcome.
great. Thank you.
All right. Can you please introduce yourself? Where are you coming from?
My name is Clifford Atingani Adumbiri. I'm from Sirigu in the Upper East region. Sirigu is very popular. Uh, we are known for basketry and poetry, and we are famous for having hosted Kofi Annan in the early 2000s. And his statue is in the community right now. So if you are looking for Kofi Annan statue, if you come to Sirigu, you've probably heard of Super. And yeah, that's one thing that you can also know about us. Sirigu is closer to Navrungu and also Bolga. So if you are from Bolga, just 34 kilometers away, you get to Sirigu. From Navrungu is less than that. And we are just at the border with Burkina Faso. Just in case you want to come to Sirigu, that's why I'm giving you all the directions so that you can come and enjoy what is in Sirigu. And then bring your money and come and spend in Sirigu.
Wow.
Victory Center. When you come, you see what we can do with baskets, what we can do with clay, and all those things, and the kind of designs that we have. So,
Wow. Wow.
yeah.
Wow. Great. Mr. Foster, welcome.
Yeah, I'm me the patchwork here for me the Foster apowi me free na vrungu village na me free the Natunia nearby to Sirigu. Me a nurse. Oh by why we are near to Paga. If you want to come and sit on a crocodile and take a picture, you will be welcome.
All right.
Hey. What cry who are you through now to say crocodile? I don't know. Maybe check out.
They are friendly crocodiles.
For
Oh,
wow,
Paga, ewo
sir.
Yeah.
For me, Pacho. Wow, me no. Where a call of action. Comment, mommy, who say, who the courage to sit on the crocodile? Who courage in the mammy who say, Munina, Mukasa, more courage, dear, Mrs. Take that courage, and I'm a hop. See you go. Okay, let's go on. So, we watch out. Also, we are nurse. That's good. Another professional nurse here. SOS. Yeah, I mean, sure. You better you so. Okay. So, after introduction, what inspired you to become a rice farmer? and what keeps you passionate about it, Mr. Foster? Because we are professional nurse. If we are a Mr. Clifford, so.
Okay. Uh, what inspires me a lot is when you look at the whole of Ghana, rice becomes one of the most common food imported. And each home, when you go, there is no a week by person without a home eating rice. And it's not just we didn't go to rice. I didn't go to rice farming just because I like farming, but it's an act of business.
Wow.
And I look at it where I am. There are much values that I could do alongside with my service that wouldn't distract me from my profession's work. So I took the chance to also showcase what I'm interested in. So that brought me this far.
Wow. Mr. Clifford,
Yes.
it's your turn, please.
All right. So basically, I grew up doing farming. I in the village when we were growing up, we experienced the farm. We did farming, granules, rice, and everything. I initially hated rice farming though because of the water that you have to be inside the water most times farming and all that. But later on, I realized that farming is not just it's beyond what we do to just feed ourselves. Farming
Hmm.
is an employment mine, a gold mine, but not those yellow gold. But farming is something that when you do, you can open up a lot of opportunities for people. And as a young person who is passionate about creating value for myself and creating value for others, I see farming as that avenue where I can use to do that. For example, Ghana consumes about 1.5 million metric tons of rice every year. And when you look at that, we import at least half of that into the country. What we import is more than what we produce in the country. And the country has the capacity to produce more, feed our own people, and then even send outside. You look at countries in the West African region, you look at Burkina Faso, Niger, Mali, and all these things. We can easily export rice to those places if we're able to farm or maximize the opportunity in this country to farm the rice, produce enough, feed ourselves, and then feed our neighbors. And that will create a lot of jobs for people and all that. So when I look at this opportunity, I feel that it is a calling to do, it is a calling to venture into it, to feed people, number one, to provide jobs, number two, and then to also create other opportunities for people in the value chain. So that's what inspires me to be a farmer or to do farming.
Wow. Wow. So, can you share your story on how you started your farming journey and built it into what is it is today?
So the first time I did farming on my own, apart from as I said, when we were growing up, we had family farms, so we all do that. But the first time I decided I wanted to own a farm and produce something was in 2016. At that time, I was in the university, and I decided that the year before I bought some after the farming season. I bought some of the products that they produce. Then I sold it later, which
Hmm.
got me a lot of profit. And I said, so if I buy and I get this profit, what if I farm it myself?
Mm-hmm.
So that pushed me to get some piece of land to do some rice farm. And when I did that in 2016, I got some value for it. And a year later, I met Foster
Mm-hmm.
through another friend of mine who was my roommate at the time. And since then, I've been working with Foster on the family and friends rice project, which we've been running for some time now, and we started processing about 2 or 3 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and now we are also we have over 200 acres of land now. But Foster is basically the one handling those things over there. I am based in Accra, and I mostly handle the marketing and other things that can be done online or that can be done without requiring my physical presence at the farm. So for
Yeah.
the physical presence, Foster handles those things. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Mr. Foster, can you share your story on how you started your farming journey and built it into what it is today?
A story no I say like mo na nkasa adwuma no adwuma me pay enye say like me like me for say awram.
Yeah.
I starting nkwara no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do mo no kakra but enye in a large quantity. I say ya fa to say ye business no.
Mm-hmm.
Na sa time ye do ma ye mfi nko a I say
Mm-hmm.
e dan mu nko a na ye do
Mm-hmm.
odwa ebia kwata ika na say bibisa.
Mm-hmm.
Na sa time no so no unnidi any machines bia and say unnidi any extra hand. I say wo
Mm-hmm.
fi nko a but ye ya ma ado beba ado akọ emu na ado no mu nti 2012 ena me start ya nkronfo free Kumasi ba akwatia lai Kumasi fo Obuasi fo Safifo omugba ma meto mu ewo na Vrongo canal no on se na Vrongo omo wo dam kase bi wo ho
Mm-hmm.
aha omugba ma me baage emu no ma omo a me ti kakra firi omo ho
Mm-hmm.
nti ewo ha na me ankasa me si daabi ese uko Ghana market na omunni Ghana made rice bi ewom nti we no metima yeden metima fat say e opportunity so no because e was that time no a nkrofo ka o ma import rubber mu we o ma yese but o
Yeah.
ye Ghana nkasa mu no a no mu say we e free Ghana no a obi anka say we ye rubber mu bia
Yeah.
eno na ma dwen ko mu no nti toss ha machine ya me supply nti free ho na me ba ha me si da bi we nu ofa eye o business a ebe ye kama e ma o chen bibia na me start ya ye ho kakra ye di ko fa ye di ko nye FD number na ti say dey ye approved aha na me sa stadium me san hu say da bi wa mboa wo ho a say dey emu na adwuma na ye no wamboa wo ho a demand dododo a wankasa obetima asi mail na wo mail a mfaso na abeba no entimi
Mm-hmm.
mba se dia wo pen no na
Wow.
ye start a 20 eh 2023 ye mail bebre kura ma ne ba akra packaging ones no
Mm-hmm.
na Clifford
Yeah.
na
And
Clifford na etoni na wa akra after eno no demand no kura no e ba high Tamale cooking ton na girl na wo ye cooking ton wo Tamale no yes sponsor for all sponsor ni say
Yeah.
Clifford wo pitches na obe share ma ntiefo na ntiefiri ho no demand ba high but baby aye ko mailing mo no wo de obetima de mo akotu ho omo ka omo demand e wo high omo den na o customer betima frɛ wa na wankasa na unim se de wo ye eba saa na me se dabi me ne Clifford ye kan ya me se dabi what ya want yen breaki mailing no na yentimi acquire more of rice land na yenim say ye share ye factory no a ye yan ka say bitima produce aye den afidi factory no ɛna ma yɛ break 2024 no yɛ ntoma mmiri mu saa ɛsɛ kakra bi
Yeah.
and baby say baby eduru no like say we start here we can say operation feed yourself as 2 months later and 1.5 months kono na abina rice kura omo frɛ me no person me kura me supply omo paddy white na me say that yen supply mo sa
Okay.
because o the opportunity ma company back a say e bituma fi wo nsam.
Okay. So, wow. You know what you want.
Nti
Yeah.
say no mo ekesa wo ye ho no ebe buru back no baby aye clear doma na we ya kire no
Yeah.
eno no ye yam mezani GPS enu ntre ntimi nka no but ebe ekesa na ye wo me sense here na ebe buru 300 acres ba ye da so wo asase a ye gigi to ho ye di either ye be di doma be kwa clear na say e degrade be kwa push.
Wow.
By no any this year, maybe I clear never do. By no next year.
Access to credit or funding is one of the major things that keeps us back. Would have been one of the biggest rice producers in Ghana here if we had access to credit facilities or to funding that would help us to push this brand forward. Because as at now, people still call me to place order for rice, but we do not have. That's why I just thought, oh, okay, we don't have now. We would produce later. I don't know when the later will be because unless we get the funding coming in, we wouldn't be able to produce. So access to funding is one thing because the interest rate at the banks is high, and even before you get the loan from the bank, the steps that they are taking you through everything, the requirements and everything, we as a startup are not able to meet some of those requirements. So it becomes very difficult to access those funding to help us expand. Another thing is farm equipment and then storage facilities. When you produce a lot of rice, let's say you've harvested from 200 acres of farmland, you need a lot of space to store them. And we don't have that, or we cannot build a lot of warehouses now to store those things. So if there were facilities that were around that we can store our produce there at a very moderate rate, it would have been helpful. But some of these facilities are limited in the country right now. And the farm equipment, combined harvesters, tractors, and all these things, these are expensive to acquire. So you have to rely on renting, and even the renting, you go and then somebody's already booked for 4 or 5 days. So your own is delayed. And imagine harvest season while you are waiting for a combined harvester to harvest your rice, then the farmer is the machine operator is giving you 10 days. Before that 10 days arrive, birds would have finished part of the farm already.
Yeah.
So it's a big challenge for us. Another is the roads that link the farm to the major market centers. So we are in Fombisi, for example. We pick the rice from Fombisi and then we are supposed to send it to Navrongo or maybe Bolga or other places. It becomes difficult to even move from Fombisi to Navrongo because the road is bad. It is not just us, but other farmers also in other villages are experiencing the same thing in the country. So that's one major thing that it cannot be handled by us. Definitely, government would have to come in. We don't know when that will be done. Another part is the extension officers that are needed in the farms. Every farmer definitely needs some support, technical skills, and all these things. We need these extension officers. If we have a lot of capacity, we can be able to employ these people permanently and then they're working out. But we cannot recruit people permanently to work on those bases because of our status now. So we rely on people that are coming from outside and they are scarce. So it's a headache for us and also for most farmers too. So these are some of the challenges that we face. Maybe Foster can add if he has something that he wants to mention.
Every part of it. Just the same thing I would have said.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Ebusiafo a mutie time no in favor for my side, because yes is a senior sending come ready or myself mumre bibi omu ye bia there ba na me minti bibi nti na ma or say me ja interview na meko. But maybe say at the same time no this interview about na me make awareness of what is going on, because from here no maybe say me invite you about life now wa wutie me no mi no ye ni ye be share wo obiara prepare the question the bibia we for rice and one in the production any omo ambition omo because omo mpese omo gina as a local farm to eat no be said they na ye maame those days but omo pese omo one of the rice producers here ewo Africa, and why not for importation exportation importation they no exportation no for later, but it mean your rice production from Hona and also another thing. And dear investors, any more aspiring investors, and net day may to me suffer mo say nyamuya duma ya beba mu date na ye ni mpanimfo abehia omo beka no mayiwa no questions bi a wo mo bia wo wi a won so your diligence na fe ya di eniema ahyia na yetime ateki operation feed Ghana any farming activities any farming product farm products akọ bi o say because this is their challenges, but ebia wa wutie no we nye challenge ma because you have the you have the ability to solve that problems yen can roadside but you can equipment and access storage na ebia wo de only problem eno ntina me to me safro tie video yi na nyame ya doma yen hia or life na bebu so mo questions bi apeso mo bia omoni abre because they know where they are going. Senior Crayford Kasemba Akube was say I'm looking for the future. Oh, and yet now I said they are not here so mobile be osika boy name omu hia say obebo omu for machine no multimedia mama yen subscribe na yen fa nigie and comment ni like video ni share say the be nyame adoma ye ba life na edo mobile obi bia ba betie na ye hu how e betime ama omuso dwumadi na koso for Operation Feed Ghana. Me na won say senior mu obi am pese mo che mo a just 1 minute per na aka na me nko.
All right. So I want to, on behalf of my colleague, say thank you to SOS Entrepreneurs Hub for hosting us today. We are looking forward to the next one, and want to appeal to the community or everybody who is watching this that we are ready for business, and we mean business. We've been doing it for almost 10 years now, and uh, we have the experience, and we want to take it far. And we think that if you come on board, you wouldn't regret ever coming on board. So if you are interested about business, yeah, we too are ready for you, and then we can take this to the next level. Thank you very much, and have a nice time.
Wow. Senior Force said 30 seconds.
Oh bia oh tie no wo pa mini business we enye say ye de beso ahwe nti wo pa wo ba wan kasa wo beti wo beti ma ba farms no mu be bia wo pe bia a wan kasa wo beti ki record enye say we ye be ye ayi we ye real farming na into production na ye be ye.
That's good. Me that one say